And now the next one, which this one was a good WrestleMania. Better than WrestleMania 9, I have to say. And definitely was great. A lot of the matches were good. Even the opening match was pretty good. And this is none other than WrestleMania 10, with the tagline, 10 years in the making. Held, of course, at Madison Square Garden, March 20th, 1994, with an attendance of 18,065 fans. Excuse me. Read it wrong. Alright. So, like I've said before, let's begin with these matches. Not even going to go through the dark match. The first match was our opening match. First time ever, brother versus brother. Owen Hart versus Bret Hart. Now, Owen, who turned on Bret Hart at the 1994 Royal Rumble, as we remember, when they were taking on the Quebecers for the tag team titles, and Bret was like having an injury, but I think it was actually a fake injury. I think it was, or kayfabe, as everybody calls it, fake. But Owen Hart kicks him in the leg, and that turns him heel in the process, and that set up the match for them at WrestleMania 10. And what can I say about this one? This was actually a pretty good match. Despite that Owen Hart won the match by getting a roll-up on Bret Hart, because Bret Hart tried to reverse it like into a pin, but Owen just reversed it and got the cover 1, 2, 3, just like that. Amazing. I mean, Jerry Lawler was shot. He was like, I can't believe it. And I couldn't really believe it too, but it was a pretty good opener. I really think it was. Despite that I thought Bret Hart was going to win it, but it was a 20-minute match as well, and it was good. Alright, next we have the mixed tag team match, Bam Bam Bigelow and Luna Vachon against Doink the Clown and Dink, the little midget. Yeah, I don't even know why. These two were like feuding a lot. This is when Doink was a face now instead of a heel at WrestleMania 9. This was just nothing much. Bam Bam Bigelow and Luna got the win. Next, we had the Falls Count Anywhere match between the Macho Man Randy Savage and Crush. This was actually not bad, but as for the ending, Randy Savage just would wind up tying Crush on a thing which turned him upside down, and Randy just like coming back to the ring, and that was just pretty much it. Yeah. There you go. Next, we have the WWF Women's Championship. Yeah, this is back in the day when women's matches, and this, we're not going to call it divas, that's what they call them now. This is when women's matches were enjoyable to watch and no longer piss breaks, because that's what they are now. Boring. And that is Alundra Blaze, the champion, against Leilani Kai, I think. Japanese or whatever she is. No, she's not. Can't even pronounce it. Okay, go back. So, Alundra Blaze still got the win. I did enjoy her. I liked watching her perform. She was a pretty good champion. I wish they would put her in the WWE Hall of Fame, but I see that not happening because when she went to WCW, she put the Women's Championship belt in the trash, which I think is the reason they would not put her in the Hall of Fame. Because I think that she was a pretty good wrestler. That is my opinion, but I still don't see it as a possibility of that happening. But there you go. So, Alundra Blaze retains. Now let's move on to the next one. The Tag Team Championship match. Men on a Mission, Mabel and Mo, Mabel also known to us as Viscera, along with Oscar against the Quebecers, Jacques and Pierre with Johnny Polo. And Men on a Mission won this match, but by countout. So, yeah, not a very good ending. That's just the way that was. I thought Men on a Mission would definitely win, as I was pretty much getting tired of seeing the Quebecers being the champions, just because I'm not really a fan of them. I have nothing against Canada, just didn't really care for them as tag champions. Okay, now we have this. Now, for the first time in wrestling, well, I don't know about the first time. Well, at WrestleMania WrestleMania 10, we had two WWF Championship matches because Bret Hart and Lex Luger both won the 1994 Royal Rumble, even though both of them were eliminated. But President Jack Tunney said that he declared both of them the winner, and both of them would face the champion Yokozuna at WrestleMania. And they would flip a coin, and one of them would face him first, and the next one would go next. So Lex Luger won the toss, and he gets to face him first. And Bret Hart would face either Lex Luger or Yokozuna after that. So here's what happened. And also the special guest referee in this match was Mr. Perfect. And Yokozuna wound up retaining because Mr. Perfect, who I think was a face in that one, wound up turning heel again and disqualifying Lex Luger for like something he did or whatever. I think putting his hands on the referee or something, whatever he did. So Lex Luger just wound up being disqualified just like that. Next, we have Earthquake against Adam Bomb. If you remember this guy, he had like some pretty scary eyes and had like long hair or whatever. You know, he wasn't really that bad. He became a face like later in the years, but Earthquake I think was a face in this one. But he got the win against Adam Bomb, and this thing was only 35 seconds. Squash match, I guess. And now we move on to this one. Now this one was probably the best match of the night, and nobody can, say anything bad about it or anything, because it's a battle between two great superstars of the 90s, and you know what I'm talking about. The ladder match for the undisputed Intercontinental Championship, Shawn Michaels and Razor Ramon. Yeah, I mean, it was good, seeing them face each other. They would have another match at SummerSlam 95, which Shawn won. But for this one, I was actually pulling for Shawn Michaels, but Razor Ramon, who was probably the biggest, who was he was a face as well, and they just pretty much wanted to see him as champion more than Shawn Michaels. But, just back and forth they go, and Shawn Michaels with his memorable splash on the top of the ladder where he climbs up and goes right down. Razor Ramon and Diesel, who was Shawn Michaels' bodyguard, who later was banned from ringside for trying to help, So, much to Shawn's delight. So, near the end of the match, Shawn is up on the ladder and he gets knocked off, lands on the rope, and his foot is caught in the rope. The referee won't even help him because, it's part of it or whatever. And Jerry Lawler's like, "Come on, ref, help him. Where's Diesel?" So Razor is just on top of the ladder and gets both of the Intercontinental belts and wins the whole entire thing with a huge pop from the crowd. And there you are. Really good match. Really good between these two superstars. It was definitely a great one. And there you are. And that just brings us to the last match of the night, with your special guest ring announcer, Burt Reynolds. Yeah, Smokey and the Bandit. That guy. Yeah, he was the ring announcer, which I was kind of surprised with, and introduces the WWF Champion, Yokozuna, and the challenger, Bret Hart. And also the special guest referee, not Mr. Perfect, Rowdy Roddy Piper. And, this was pretty good as well. Only lasts about 10 minutes. It will not top the Razor Ramon and Shawn Michaels match. Let me say. This just ends with Yokozuna trying to go for his bonsai drop, but loses his balance on the ropes and just falls back into the ring. And Bret covers him, 1, 2, 3, and the crowd explodes with a huge pop. Yokozuna in shock that Bret Hart had pinned him 1, 2, 3 just like that, and Jerry Lawler can't believe it either. And that is just it. He wins just like that. Yeah. Kind of, a little bit of an interesting ending, maybe you can say. But, I just thought it would end a little bit differently, but Brett would still just get the win just like that. So, as Brett is celebrating the ring, and now here comes Lex Luger, like, whatever he's going to do, or whatever, like, he's going to attack him or something, but he doesn't. He just handshakes him, and they embrace, and they all celebrate, and then here comes Razor Ramon, and the 1-2-3 Kid, the Macho Man, Tatanka, I think, and many others celebrating with him, and holding him up for winning. And that Donnie Wahlberg guy, and Burt Reynolds, and many others. And just as it ends, and here's Owen Hart out at the entrance and just looking at him, just saying, like, disappointed he is, but the Macho Man is, like, offering him to come into the ring to, like, give him a handshake with her, but still, he just has a mean look on his face, and that sets up a championship match between the two at SummerSlam 1994. Yeah. And there you go. So that is my review of WrestleMania 10. Now, like I said, it was definitely better than WrestleMania 9 and 8. All the matches which were good on here, well, some of them were. Well, the championship match was good, just a bizarre, little bit of a, not disappointing, strange ending, or interesting. And of course the ladder match was the best of the night. And also The Undertaker, who was not in this, had an injury, and he was not in WrestleMania 10 because he had a back injury at the 94 Royal Rumble and had to take some time off. Yeah. And if I had to guess, if he was probably at WrestleMania this day, he probably would have faced, I don't really know, if Hulk Hogan was probably the champion still and Yokozuna was not, he probably would have faced Yokozuna, in my opinion. I don't really know. But anyway, now as for this, for a review out of 10, what I think of it, I'm giving this one an 8.5. But I'm giving it an 8.5 because some of the matches, the quick match, Earthquake and Atom Bomb, which was way too short, and Lex Luger getting disqualified by Mr. Perfect as well, and Men on a Mission winning by countout. And Alundra Blaze is not bad, and Randy Savage and Crush is not bad. But the Bam Bam Bigelow and Luna Vachon match, yeah, not so much either. And the opening match was great as well. So again, 8.5 out of 10. And there you go. That is my review of WrestleMania 10. Hope you enjoyed. Please like this video and leave a comment and subscribe. It is not a bad thing. It's a good thing.